looked at me like you used to, but not long enough to mean what it used to. I fixed my hair like that would help. You said, hey, I said it back. You asked how's life, I lied with grace. You smiled but not at my face. You looked fine like nothing cracked. I looked okay but wanted back. I was there but felt too small. You stood tall, I curled up. I said I'm good but I still break. You looked fine and I felt fake. You asked about that old cafe. I remembered but turned away. I laughed too quick, you blinked too long, and both of us knew something's gone. You didn't flinch, I held my hand. You moved like we never began. I was there but felt erased. You held still, I lost my place. You looked right through what we were. You looked fine, I looked unsure. You grew past, I stayed the same. You don't ask and I don't blame. You looked fine and that's okay, but I still shake most days. I wish I knew how to pretend. You looked fine, I played the end. We never kissed, but I still remember your name like it happened in winter. You laughed at my joke but didn't reply. I said see you but you never asked why. I made you a song but never pressed send. You looked at me once like maybe back then. There wasn't a fight, no clear end in sight, just long pauses, then too many nights. It almost was, but never became a thing to hold or even to name. I thought of you like maybe you thought, but maybe you didn't. Maybe it's not. I walked by your street, you weren't there. I typed how are you, but left it bare. You borrowed my pen and never gave back, but that's the closest we ever had. Some things end before they start. Some people leave without a part. It almost was a line of scene. You smiled too much but said nothing mean. I almost stayed, you almost just 1 year back. It almost was, but never grew. I wanted more, and so did you. We almost meant, but never do. We almost meant, but never do. If you let me be rain, I'll fall where you go, soft on your shoulders, quiet and slow. I won't ask for sun all the time, just a place to touch your mind. You don't have to promise, just don't run fast. I'll keep in rhythm if you make it last. Let me be rain on your kind of sky. I don't need forever, just one honest try. I'll pour down gently, not drown or fade, just enough to help you stay. If you let me be wind, I'll pass through your door, carry your quiet and ask for no more. I'll write you in patterns the leaves repeat, and hum your name beneath my feet. You don't need to say you feel it too. I'll still move soft around you. Let me be rain when the heat feels tight. I'll cool your hands without a fight. I won't thunder or chase your sleep, just enough so your heart can keep. Not every love has to be loud. Some bloom slow in a softer sound. So let me be rain if you don't know yet. I'll fall and wait without regret. And if you turn and find me near, know I was always meant to be here. Know I was always meant to be here. I felt good about you first, before the noise, before it hurt. You said the right words on time. You made me feel like I was fine. I stayed close, you leaned away. You gave short what I gave days. You swam wide, but never deep. I dreamed of things you didn't keep. I felt good about you, I really did. I told my heart you meant it, but you held back while I leaned in. I lost the part I used to win. You like control, I like the mess. You gave just enough to guess. I shared my days, you shared the view. You stayed safe, I moved through. You knew my hope, but let it die. You closed your door, I said goodbye. I felt good about you for too long. I made you right even when wrong. You took my trust like it was light, but I still held with both hands tight. You never asked, but I still gave. Now I'm the one who walks away. I felt good about you, and that's the ache. You gave me almost, but let me break. You were the hope I tied to truth, but I lost that when I lost you. I won't take gold or printed name, not the stories, not the frame. The house will fade, the voice will still, but love is what I'll carry until the final breath, the fading light, the last goodbye into the night. All I leave behind is how I loved, not how I looked or what I've done. Just the way I held your hand, the silent way you'd understand. I gave too much to the wrong things, but still believed in what love brings. And if you feel my warmth one day, know it's a part that chose to stay. I won't be loud in memory, but maybe love outlives the body. All I leave behind is what I gave, the way I stayed through every wave, the words I said when no one heard, the kindest truth without a word. Some chase more than hearts can hold, but love is rare and quiet gold. All I leave behind is this small song, a proof of love that lingered long. And if it's soft, and if it's kind, let that be what's left behind. You told me you never called her again, but then she liked your picture at 10. I used to think that meant something, now I just scroll and keep breathing. You were not the first to say those lines, I just heard them for the first time. And maybe that's why they felt like truth, but nothing new was ever you. Your friends call you good at goodbye. They laugh, you smile, and so did I. You said I changed you just a bit, but you've been like this since high school, since it. You were not the first to move this fast, to say forever and not make it last. And maybe that's why I fell so soon, but nothing new was ever you. I thought I'd be the end of your old ways, but you don't end, you pause, then press play. You were not the first to talk like this, to say you're different and mean the script. I wanted new, but now I knew that nothing new was ever you. I saw your name and someone smiled, knew you left a while ago. Your jacket's gone from my backseat, you found a hand that feels more complete. I still rewind what we once had, but life moves on without a map. I hope she's kind when you forget to close your heart or clean regret. I hope she laughs when morning's slow and tells you things you need to know. I'm not okay, but that's that's alright. I wouldn't wish you less than light. You loved me once, and maybe still, but timing bends our better will. I hold no grudge, just something thin, a line you crossed without coming in. I hope she's kind in all the ways I couldn't be on heavier days. I hope she stays when storms begin, and never asked who I have been. Some loves don't have someone to blame, they just break without a flame. I hope she's kind, not perfect, no, but warm enough to let you grow. I hope she sees what I still do. You're worth the love I never knew. Your voice turned cold, like the end of fall. Still said I love you, but didn't mean it at all. The lights stayed on, but the room went dim. You kissed my forehead like we'd never begin. I counted your silence like cracks in the floor, each one a warning I chose to ignore. There's a funeral in my chest, but no one's dressed in black, just me pretending you might come back. Every word you dropped felt like dirt in a grave, but I stayed like I was brave. I smiled through storms you said weren't there. Learned to be quiet so you wouldn't care. You slept so sound, I watched like a ghost. I knew you were leaving before you even spoke. I folded the days like goodbye notes, each one soft, but still cut my throat. There's a funeral in my chest, and the choir is me singing what we were, out of key. I wore your doubts like a wedding dress, but deep inside I knew the rest. You didn't leave in anger, you just stopped being near, like slow erosion instead of fear. There's a funeral in my chest, and I mourn you still, even though I knew you never will. Some love ends with slamming doors. Ours died long before. I don't need perfect or polished lines, just someone soft when life unravels mine. Don't have to save me or take control, just be the kind who wants to know. I've learned that love can break and mend, and still be love until the end. If you're real, show me the cracks. Don't hide the way to hold it back. I don't want charm or something loud, just quiet love you say out loud. I won't pretend to be all grace, just need someone who sees the space between the words, between the mess, and doesn't leave when I confess. I don't want more than you can give, just what is true and wants to live. If you're real, don't play it cool, don't try to win or follow rules. Just sit with me when days go slow, and let me in when you don't know. I'll hold your pain if you hold mine. We don't need fixing, just the time. If you're real and still unsure, just walk with me and close the door. We'll write the rest as we both heal. No grand design, just love that's real. I said I was fine to everyone but me. Left your things in a box and moved them twice a week. I checked her name more times than I'll admit. Told myself it's curiosity, but that's not what it is. I played it calm and cursed your street, laughed with friends, then cried through sleep. I wanted you to hurt the way you made me break. I wanted you to beg just once, just label wanting that just made it worse, and none of it reversed the first. You look so small in that photo she shared. I zoomed in to see if you looked like you cared. I said I'm past it out loud at least, but healing's not some clean release. I stopped the blame and sat with doubt. I stopped pretending to block it out. I wanted to be the one you'd regret not choosing. There's peace in not performing, in letting things just be. You walked away so easily, but I'm still here with me. I won't hold the ending like it's mine to fix. I won't write your reasons in my own script. I'll leave the ache where it began and walk away with both my hands. You left your phone face down, no sound. Said nothing, but I heard it loud. You asked if I'm fine right after you left. I said I don't know. You said that's fair. You laughed at the movie, but didn't look once. I watched your shoulder like it might respond. You hold my hand and let it go. You never fight but leave too slow. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You didn't flinch when I started to cry. You always talk, just not when it counts. I wait for words, you leave them out. I read your message, 3 dots then none. You said tomorrow, but never come. I brought you coffee, you left it cold. I stayed through things you'll never hold. You didn't lie, but didn't stay. You were honest in a selfish way. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You watched the door, but didn't ask why. You always mean to not mean much, but every pause feels like a cut. Just something real. You say it softly so you don't feel. But I heard you leave when you stayed that night. And silence can't make it right. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You didn't move when I asked you. And I knew that was the loudest thing you do. You said don't change, but men stay small. I stopped folding called it fall. I gave too much and stayed too long. You like me quiet, then asked what's wrong. I learned to speak and watched you leave. You said don't drift, but pulled the sea. You wanted truth, but not this tone. You missed the me I outgrew alone. I won't shrink just to stay. I won't fake just to delay. I loved, but I won't bend. If love means breaking again. You said you've changed, like that was wrong. But I was never me for long. I stopped chasing what felt thin. You needed quiet, I needed skin. I won't erase what helped me grow. You miss a girl who let you go. I won't shrink just to stay. I won't fall to make it okay. I broke, but now I see love in me comes before we. You called me brave when I stayed still, but strength was saying what I feel. I won't shrink just to stay. I won't lie so you feel safe. I left your coat on the back of a chair. Couldn't bring myself to fold up the care. Your toothbrush still in that second cup. I guess some parts just don't pack up. I said goodbye, it was a plan, but walking away still shook my hands. I hope you smile again, not 'cause of me, but from someone new who lets you breathe. I couldn't fix what I didn't see, but loving you still lives in me. You hated crowds, I love the noise. We danced offbeat, but still had choice. The silence now feels too polite, like we both know, but avoid the fight. You used to laugh just in your sleep. Now I wonder if that dream's still deep. I hope you smile again on an ordinary day, in a cafe corner, in a quiet way. I hope it's soft like morning sun, not something loud, just someone. pretend I'm whole and fine, but healing hurts in borrowed time. And some won't stay, just not as loud. I'll miss you still, but less out loud. I hope you smile again in a room I'll never know, and love again without the weight I showed. I couldn't stay, but I still care, and part of me will always be there. You never asked, but I still showed. You left your mess, I cleaned the road. You never called, but I still checked. Your name lit up, but never text. Renew the signs, you looked away, but I stayed still. I stayed anyway. I gave you space, you took my light. You held me once, then slept that night. I wasn't what you hoped I'd be, but I still stayed. When you left me, you like control, I bent to fit. I said I'm fine, you smiled at it. You weren't cruel, just never here. I whispered love you didn't hear. You moved your heart, but not your place. I held my breath, I stayed anyway. I gave you peace, you wanted none. I watched you flinch when I held on. You said it's hard to love like me, but I still stayed. When I felt empty, this isn't hate, this isn't shame. It's just a line I won't erase. I gave you more than you could hold, and watched it slip like something old you won't recall. But that's okay, I still loved you. I stayed anyway. Dear me, dear me, I know you tried to hold the weight and still survive. You made excuses for the cold, thought if you stayed, you'd not feel old. But nights like that were not your fault. You bent too far, you lost your pulse. Come back now, you've waited long. You missed your name, again when they come round. You are not what they erased. You are not the love you chased. Dear me, you gave too much and called it care and called it trust. But hearts like yours don't break in one. They crack in places soft and dumb. But you kept light where none was left, and still said thanks for taking less. Come back now to hands you knew. You let them leave but not lose you. Speak again like you begin. Don't need permission to be skin. You are not their quiet room. You are not the pain they bloom. You stayed kind when torn apart, so write again from where you start. Come back now, don't wait for signs. You're not behind, you were just kind. Take that love you learned to make and give it first to your own name. You are here, you still remain. You are home when you reclaim. The window was open, but you didn't ask me to stay, so I left it that way. Your jacket was still on the chair. You always leave things everywhere except your feelings. The keys were by the door. I held them for too long, hoping you'd turn around. You didn't say go. You didn't say stay. You just stood there like I wasn't breaking. I would have stayed if you said one thing, anything, but your silence spoke louder than goodbye. I left the light on just in case. You I stayed believing longer than I should. You faded while I was still calling you back. I stayed louder than you. I loved harder than you let me. I said I'm here while you said I might be. I stayed and you ghosted the ending. I traced our memories like maps to nowhere, and you forgot to even leave a note. You never had to shout to be heard, but I screamed in silence and you still missed it. I stayed louder than you. I burned brighter than you blinked. I fought for something you were already burying. I stayed and you let me, but not enough to stay. You hummed the same line every time you got nervous, and now it plays when I brush my teeth or wait for the bus. You used to sing out of tune, but like you meant it. I smiled into the fridge light, hoping you'd say something sweet. You didn't, but I held that silence like lyrics. You never said goodbye, but the music did. You left your song in my head, and now I can't unhear you. In mornings, in dishes, in elevator spaces, your voice still finds me when you don't. I keep my headphones in just in case your melody wanders back, but now I skipped the second verse, 'cause that's where you always smiled. I don't miss you out loud, but I sing you in whispers. You left your song in my head, but I'm learning to let the silence sing back, and this is the last line I let you have. You're still a sound, but not a song. I wasn't looking, but you came. Quiet voice calling my name. You don't rush, you don't try. Just ask how was night, and somehow that's enough to make me want to trust. I flinch a little when you reach, but God, your touch is so soft on me. This feels like almost love, but not the kind that burns too much. It's sunlight after rain, a soft hello that melts the pain. You're not the storm that took me down, you're the voice that stays around. This might be almost love, but it's more than enough. We share songs, you hum along, and it feels like I belong. You say take your time, and somehow I believe it this time. I was cracked, but not broken. Now you're here and doors are open. This feels like almost love, but not the kind I have to run from. It's gentle and it's real, and for once I wanna feel. You're not the fix I needed first, you're the peace I hope will last. This might be almost love, but it's more than enough. The river bent like a question, and you stood on the wrong side, smiling. You said, this feels right, with hands that shook while holding mine. I believed in timing, but maybe we ran out before we met. I stayed where the water curved toward you. We met where the river bends, where the current hesitated just long enough to touch. I built a bridge with my hands, you built a boat and sailed away. You taught me how to wait without waiting, how to smile through slow goodbyes. I learned how to say it's fine without meaning it. The river still bends where you left, and I still wait in sometimes, but I don't The river still bends, but I don't. I waited long enough for something that never arrived. I stayed soft while you stayed distant. Called it patience, but it was fear. I replayed every almost, like it meant more than it did. You said I don't know too many times for me to pretend you ever did. I think that's enough of writing songs you'll never hear, of wishing you'd say something real. I think that's enough of holding the door for someone who never meant to come in. You liked how I stayed, but never asked me to, and that says a lot without saying much. I gave too many maybes to someone who only offered maybe. I won't call this regret, but I won't call it love either. I think that's enough for my heart to learn what my head always knew, and this time I'll listen. I think that's enough for my heart to learn what my head always knew, and this time I'll listen. I didn't mean to, but I still do. Washed your hoodie, hung it on the chair, left the right side of the bed untouched like a prayer. Everyone says this gets easier, but no one warned me about muscle memory. I still pull your side of the blanket in my sleep, still check the mirror to see if I changed since you left. Still wait for a message I know won't come, still break, but only when I'm alone. I tell my friends I'm doing better than cry when brushing my teeth, because no one sees. You're gone in action, but not in ache. You left, but your echo stays awake. I still You didn't leave like a storm, just faded like a quiet song. Your mug's still here with lipstick warm, and your keys still in the drawer. I kept it all, but not you. You needed space, I needed truth. I saw it coming, but still hoped you'd stay. Just one more night before it broke. You slipped away like sunlight through my hands, like a tide that never planned to stay. I didn't fight, I just stood and watched you slip away. The silence grew between each text, and your I love you sounded less. But we smiled and we kissed till it felt like pretend. I won't hate you, I never could. I just wish you understood. You slipped away like sunlight through my hands, like a tide that never planned to stay. I didn't fight, I just stood and watched you slip away. You slip I won't hate you, I never could. I just wish you understood. You slipped away like sunlight through my hands, like a tide that never planned to stay. I didn't fight, I just stood and watched you slip away. The song I used to hum, like pages lost in air and sun. And though I knew you wouldn't stay, it still hurts you slipped away. The windows fog, your coat's still wet. We didn't say it was the end just yet. Your hand was near, but not in mine, and everything still felt like a sign. I almost said, let's try again, but the thunder spoke instead. So I let you go with the sound of rain on rooftops, carrying your name. No tears this time, just silence loud, like love was something we couldn't say out. And I watched you fade through the glass and gray, like it was always meant to end. This went cold between our hands, just like the future we once planned. If I'd begged, would you have stayed, or would that just have made more rain? So I'll let you go with no grand scene, just a soft goodbye in a weathered dream. You didn't turn, but I didn't call, 'cause some things aren't meant at all. You disappeared and I remained alone in the last rain. I still think about that Tuesday, your hoodie, my shoes soaked, but we didn't care. The sky cracked, but you said it's just music if you want it to be. We laughed under the stop sign while traffic blinked like we weren't supposed to be. So happy there, and you spun me once like it was nothing, but I still feel it now and then. We danced through rain on the street like fools, barefoot hearts unruly. You said don't forget this, and I haven't. You said don't forget me, I couldn't. Later you walked me home with my hand tucked in your back pocket. You smelled like earth and thunder and something I've never really let go of. I don't miss you like a wound, just like a season that ended too soon. We danced through rain like it meant we were safe, like love could be easy and messy and brave. Said don't forget this, and I haven't. You said don't forget me, and I won't. I used to write your name in every song, then cross it out before it got too long. I thought I'd never feel that way again, but lately it's different with him. He doesn't try too hard to read my mind. He laughs at things I thought no one would find. I used to hold back every word I meant, but now I'm not afraid to let them in. It's not the same, but maybe that's the point. I'm open again, not all the way, but it's more than yesterday. He looks at me like he sees through, not the version I gave you. And it's not perfect, but it's real. A little scary, but it heals. I'm open again, and this time it feels like mine. He doesn't ask about the ones before, just walks me past their memory at the door. It's quiet but it's not empty space. It's a new kind of grace. I thought my heart had made its final choice, but then he held me like he heard my voice. I'm open again, not all the way, but enough to wanna stay. He looks at me without a past, and I feel safe in that. It's not perfect, but it's real. A little scary, but it heals. I'm open again, and maybe that's enough. And maybe that's enough. Saw your name with hers on that little blue screen. No surprise, just sting where your lips used to meet. I still pass the coffee place you used to wait just to walk me home. They changed the sign, but the light still feels like ours. Somehow I could say 100 things, but I don't. You look happy, so I won't. You're with someone else now, and I don't ask why. Don't scroll too far, don't read too deep, just let it slide. 'Cause knowing the details won't help me sleep. You're smiling now, so I'll just leave it be. My friends still ask, but I've stopped explaining. It wasn't one thing, just slowly fading. You held my hand like it was borrowed. Maybe it always was. I loved you loud, you left me quiet, but peace is better than another fight. You're with someone else now, and I don't ask why. Don't need to know if she wears your sweater at night. It doesn't matter if you think of me. I loved you once, and now I set you free. My room feels different, but maybe it's me. I left the light on for who I used to be. I cut my hair just a little too short, wrote a list of things I never fought for, called my mom just to hear her voice, and walked outside without checking yours. No one's waiting on the other side, but I'm still gonna try. I'm getting back to me, slow and soft and quietly. I burned the shirt you left behind. It didn't smell like you this time. Played a song I used to skip. It didn't break me, not one bit. I don't miss you, but I miss the girl who believed she could change the world. Now she's coming back, one step at a time. I'm getting back to me in open space and quiet streets, loving all the parts I used to hide from someone who never tried. It's not about you, and it's finally free. I'm getting back to me. I made breakfast without thinking about you and realized it was the first time I walked into the day without waiting for a memory to pull me back. There was no heavy breath, no need to explain to myself why you left. I didn't smile, but I wasn't sad either. And that's when I knew it had stopped hurting. Not loudly, not with tears, just the kind of silence that feels like peace. I didn't expect it, but I didn't miss you today. I found your old message buried deep in a folder I stopped checking. I read it like it was someone else's life, and mine had already started again. No one can name the moment you stop bleeding, but it comes like this. And now I know it's over, not because you're gone, but because I stayed. And it doesn't hurt to stay anymore. And that is enough. The mornings still ache a little, but I made the bed today, and that's something. I smiled at my own reflection for the first time in weeks. And maybe that doesn't sound like much, but to me it's a start. I'm not whole, but I'm holding what's left of me more gently. I'm learning how to breathe again without waiting for your name. I light a candle, not for you, but for the space you used to claim. It still hurts, but I don't drown. I'm learning. I'm learning how. I stopped checking my phone, like your silence owed me